Hey guys, Enzo Person here back again. Today I'm going to be doing a review on the Fine Point PrismaColor. I got this at Michael's a couple days ago, and so I'm just going to show you guys how it works. So first off, the nib size on this one is 0.05. As you can see, that's pretty small. So yeah, to start, I'm going to show you guys how it outlines this little piece of E I drew here. Obviously not my best E, but I just whip it up quickly, so I could show you how the marker works in this video. Now, the main reason I got this is because usually I just use a fine point Sharpie for when I'm outlining my pieces, but when I'm using alcohol-based markers for the fill, they'll smear that and it'll kind of make that part bleed out, and it doesn't look very good. And so I hoped that getting one of these would help with that problem. And the marker is cooperating a lot better today than it was yesterday, usually because for some reason the nib bends when I write with it. You can see that on here, kind of. It's hard to keep it still. Yeah, bends a lot, but it makes it kind of hard to write with. But like I said, it's writing better than usual, but I like go back over it and I can't press down too hard, and it honestly just makes doing it a lot easier. I just got so kind of annoyed with it that I just went and got a fine point Sharpie. But honestly, that's the only downside of this marker. I'm pretty sure this is just like the alcohol-based ink of all the other PrismaColor markers, considering it is still one of the premieres, it says. I like PrismaColor because it's cheaper than Copics by a long shot. Like, for their regular markers, it's like a whole $2 cheaper. And people, I guess, I haven't really noticed this, but people have said they run out faster. And I guess that kind of is true, but the nice thing is about these you can't do with Copics is you can refill them with just rubbing alcohol. So that's good. Maybe I'll do a tutorial on that some other time, but I refilled all my markers recently, so that's not really need to happen right now. So as you can see, since the nib is so small, when you're going over pencil, it's really kind of hard to see what you're doing. It makes this kind of really uneven, very shaky look, and again, that's with the nib also bending and me having to not have to be careful about how hard I press down. But so that is a bit of an issue. Basically, I'm just going to draw a line there for you like that. I'm going to show you how it does not smear when I touch it with this marker. But if I were to do that with a Sharpie, and this is kind of an older Sharpie, this one, it's not all the way dead yet, but it's getting pretty close to me throwing it. And then I take this again, and this is just a ticket, I think. You can already see it starting to bleed outward and making the line a lot more messy and fatter than it really was originally. And then I've also got this, not PrismaColor, Montana marker fine point that I am going to use for cardboards and canvases and maybe some stickers. We're going to show you how that works with this too. I'll wait for that to dry a little bit. What else can I show you? I don't know. Here's a squiggly line. When you draw with this marker, almost all your lines will look like squiggly lines. And I don't know if they're maybe supposed to be bent and I'm just not doing it right. I know with brush tip markers I was not a fan at first, but then I realized the beauty and power that they have. But you know. So yeah, that should be dry now. And if I go over it, see, it basically just bleeds the black, and it doesn't really bleed it, but it smears it. So that is definitely better than these two. And I'll do a review on this next. But yeah, that's basically all I have to say about that marker. I guess for a rating out of 10, I'd give it maybe, I'll give it a 6 for it not bleeding. But if you're gonna go and get a nice fine point marker, I haven't used PigmaMicrons before, but that's what I'm gonna try next, and hopefully it's gonna have a more stable nib. And that's really the only problem with it. The problem is it's a big problem. If it's just a minor thing, then, you know, I mean, it is a nice marker, but yeah. So, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys later.